Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I've got four NFT projects. How many NFT projects? 4 NFT projects. And we're going to be finding out about each one, and also they're going to be finding out about each other. Apollo had produced the ultimate hardware wallet for your cryptocurrency assets, probably the most secure hardware wallet going. Use my affiliate link and the code for a discount.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Hey Tim, hey Anna, hey Dre, hey Nutella, thank you so much for making yourselves available. I really appreciate this. And just to acknowledge you all for making it work across the different time zones, although it is, I think, actually Australia, United States, and the UK. So thank you very, very much. You've all been on my channel before. We've talked about your respective projects, and I invite people to go to my old YouTube channel, Crypto Rich, where they'll find the interviews. But what you really should be doing is subscribing and commenting and liking to this video and following me on Crypto Rich BTC. And that is because of the evil, brutal, censorious shadow ban by YouTube. So my new channel, Crypto Rich BTC, on YouTube and also on Odyssey, and this video will also be on freespeak.online.tv and also on BitTube. Okay, so I'm going to do really, really brief introductions of you and your projects, and then I'm going to turn to one project, and then that project is going to say a little bit about their project and where they're at and what they're doing, and then I'll open it up, and the others can ask that person, and then that person is then going to invite the next project to speak. And I did one of these, I think we did it, was it about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, Anna? You were on that one, and yeah, with about 4 or 5 projects. That was really, really good. Sorry, Draith?
You also did it with the BPSA at one point.
I did. I do it with the BPSA regularly, and that is the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance. And those are 11 projects now that are working together to promote privacy and security. And I just recently did an interview with their newest member, the Conceal Network, which is a privacy-focused project. But this video is going to be about NFTs, because all these projects are in the NFT space in some way or other. And I think we're going to start with that one, Nutella. Off you go. Do you want to say a little bit about it and yourself? Actually, no, yeah. I said I was going to introduce you all, wasn't I? Silly me, sorry. So Nutella is here to represent Tokel.io, and this is a decentralized project that's using the Komodo. It's a Komodo asset chain in creating a marketplace where people can create and design and sell their own NFTs. And then Draith is here as an advisor to Nightlife Crypto, which is a gaming platform which uses the blockchain magically, and it's really, really fast, and you have in-game NFTs. And then Anna from roguefoxguild.com, which is, I really should know, it's a narrative NFT game where you get to play different characters and that sort of game, role-play game.
As well. Play-to-run game, yeah.
Yeah. And then Tim, where you use gaming and NFTs for decentralized finance.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, Nutella, let's start with you first. Do you want to say a little bit about Tokel.io, when it started and what it does? Just like a brief overview.
Yeah, no worries. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for having me. So Tokel.io is a token platform. So Tokel itself offers a bunch of different features that allow people to come along, use our all-in-one application, create, trade, and sell in the future tokens. So whether that's NFTs or tokens, fixed supply tokens. We don't have complicated smart contracts. There's no gas fees. All you have to do is open up the application, fill in a couple of forms, input fields, and then click create. And similar thing when we release our marketplace in the next couple of months, you'll be able to go straight from creation to selling on the open marketplace. What we offer is an accessible platform for everyone, so it's inexclusive. We don't have any listing requirements or creation requirements. Anybody can come along and utilize that underlying blockchain technology, and we don't have any gas fees associated with it as well. So all you have to do is use one UTXO for every NFT you create, and then also the standard blockchain transaction fee there. So we're really trying to focus on accessibility and ease of use, and making it a really easy to use platform for creators, businesses, and anyone that wants to use tokenization technology to come along and create NFTs and tokens on our blockchain. that's the general overview. So anyone got any questions?
Well, if I can just add something about it. So one, in our interview, you created, I think I created an NFT hash with you, and it was very, very simple. You download the application and it's completely decentralized. And I think the project, the team behind it are also decentralized. You don't own the platform. It's open source, so anybody can access it. It's permissionless, which is something that I think is, I like that ethos. And it's incredibly, incredibly cheap. Tragically, it doesn't have the high gas fees that you get with Ethereum, which is a real shame for the Ethereum miners. And Tokel is a proof of work coin, and it's born out of the Komodo ecosystem. Just wanted to add that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one. I try not to get too technical, but we do use NSPV technology, which is a decentralized version of SPV servers. So instead of having to run an SPV server for people to poll information and broadcast information, you can do that to any node on the network in a trustless fashion using Komodo's delayed proof of work notarization technology.
Yep, which means that it can't be, you can't do a double spend attack on Tokel or on Komodo. And I think Komodo technology is worth shouting about because it is fabulous. Okay, any questions? Floor is open. Who would like to ask Nutella about his project?
Yeah, what kind of stuff is being put on Tokel right now, or being built on Tokel?
Yeah, so currently we're working on some basic stuff like website upgrades and making sure that people are aware of exactly what Tokel has available to offer. So really presenting information clearly. In the background, we're also working on the NFT and token marketplace. So that's going to be the big feature for that basically collates all of the features we have together into a single area, and it finalizes that whole process of, create, trade, and then sell. So that selling component is obviously a big thing when it comes to NFTs and tokens. And then we're also in the background, we're also looking into Web3 integrations as well as upgrading the underlying blockchain technology. So we're working alongside the Komodo developers to enhance the UTXO technology that the blockchain has inherent to it.
Nice.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions?
So you mentioned nodes. Is that have you got a number of nodes that operate at the moment, or is that expanding? How's the network running?
Yeah, so we have a Komodo asset chain or smart chain, and we have, I think the last time we checked was about 100 individual nodes, many of them miners as well. And basically that's just a standard blockchain network, and that will ever expand as people have these full nodes. What we offer with this NSPV technology in our decentralized application is this NSPV Lite client, and basically that gives people the ability to access the blockchain through any full node on the network in a really, really light fashion. So all it has to do is download the last up to 10 headers, and basically it can verify the information within there because it's been notarized at some point. And it can say, yes, it was notarized onto the Komodo chain at this point. Okay, that information is good to go. So it doesn't need to download the previous headers past that point because that checkpoint is verified. So the ability for the application to quickly poll and broadcast information is quite a big leap forward for us. Does that answer that question?
Yeah. So to me, what I'm hearing is quick, fast, and a low overhead in terms of data and data exchange. That's kind of a big deal, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So we still have the full node capability, and that if people run full nodes, it builds the strength of the network. But what we're offering through our application and what we have to give to other dApp developers is this NSPV technology, which can access that really, really quickly. Which, for example, in video game technology, you need to access blockchain technology rapidly. You don't want to have to download a full node client, so we offer this other client in a using this decentralized technology to access that in a really rapid way, and trustless as well is the big kicker there.
Which I think just makes it all the more accessible because people don't have to have lots of equipment and high energy costs and expensive computer equipment in order to run a node. It just makes it easier, and then makes it more decentralized. And the other thing I want to say is that Tokel is a very new project, like Yield Yeti, and I think Yield Yeti is younger than Rogue Fox Guild, and they're all younger than Nightlife Crypto from what I know about these projects. Okay, anything else anybody wants to ask of Tokel?
That sounds really good, really exciting. I'm looking forward to digging into it after this meeting. So yeah, stand by.
Too.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, Nutella, do you want to pick the next project?
Yeah, Tim, I'd love to hear about Yield Yeti.
Okay, so Yield Yeti is, I guess we looked at some of the issues with crypto, and everything that you arrived at was kind of almost a replication of finance and tech finance and fintech and so on. And we wanted to make a project that was a kind of an accessible onboarding gateway. So we chose Yeti and Yielding as a sort of tool to do that. And so we're in the process now. We are nearly at launch with our kind of DeFi, CeFi platform for staking and earning on stable coins and others. But on top of that, we're building out an NFT-based game, a battle royale, and so NFTs will be sold or launched to create a massive pool, and then that pool is then used as the rewards in the game. So the big thing here is rather than having a centralized game where all of the cash, if you like, goes to the big owners of Epic Games and others, this is that the actual people in the games own both the characters in the game and other in-game assets. And on top of that, we are a gaming guild, so we are in the process of developing our whole contract-based system so that you can loan your NFT to a scholar, to a Yeti scholar, and play in other games as well as ours. And the whole principle behind that, as I'm sure we'll hear from Rogue as well, is that literally everyone can take part. At the moment, if you've got a big game like Axie Infinity and others, you've got to have a big commitment before you even start to play. So the way that I describe this is a bit like a racetrack, and then you've got Mercedes who own the car, and then you've got your Lewis Hamilton who drives the car. Well, that's a gaming guild. So we produce the game. We have some guys who own the NFTs, and then they can then decide who they want to drive or play to earn in that game. So there's kind of three bits to it. And first part's coming out in the next few weeks. The game will take longer, and it's all fairly exciting stuff.
Yes. Now, something I just want to pick into, Tim, is about the DeFi aspect of your project. Because I know you got the NFT aspect, but I think it's worth saying about the DeFi element as well, and how you're designed to make that accessible to people.
Absolutely, great to remind me of that. So the core is that when you arrive on a crypto platform, for anyone arriving, it is scary. I call them a fear fence. And if we want to get our brothers and sisters and friends and so on to get into crypto, it has to be as easy as opening a Gmail account. So everything that we've done with Yield Yeti is to do that and make that a seamless transaction, but to make it fun and friendly. So the Yeti character is the character that people have or become, but it is their stake in the Yetiverse that we're creating.
Oh my God, the things that people come up with in the world of Yetiverse. I never knew there was such a thing.
And I thought we were clever with Foxyverse. But I think Yetiverse is even better, I must admit.
Very good. Anybody have any questions for Tim?
I've got loads of questions. So Tim, first of all, how big is the supply of the NFTs for people to play the game? How many NFTs?
So the initial launch will have about 8,000 NFTs, but it will then, at which point it will be an unlimited supply. So we're not looking to cap that. We think that there'll be a load of onboarding. But of course, some NFTs will have other values and so on. And as people play the game, it will increase their value in the NFT. So there's lots of reasons to have an NFT and to own in-game assets as well.
What network have you built on?
We're Polygon, so we are trying to avoid as much as we can the Ethereum fees and so on, make it accessible. We also know that Axie Infinity and others have a Polygon side to them as well, so we are straight on the heels of that as well.
Very cool.
You
Any more questions?
Yeah. You mentioned that you can increase the value of the NFT as you play. How exactly does that work?
So it's envisioned that you could have maybe 3 different characters that play the game. And as you play the game, there'll be certain seasons or time spans. And at the end of there, your player can be promoted or demoted within a league. And so that player itself will get more value as it goes up the leagues. And that's important because you can also allow somebody else then to either you can sell your player, your NFT, or allow someone else to rent it from you. And of course, the staking fees or the staking win rates in the different leagues will be higher. And the whole point behind this is that with NFT gaming, at the moment, it's all based on who's got the most money, if you like, will win. And what Yeti is intent on doing is to blow that one up and have it that it is a skill-based game, and so that everybody is equal at the start of every game. It's a battle royale. Everyone is equal, and at the end of that game, people will get some reward from playing the game.
And that reward will come from the DeFi component of the yield itself.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think we are the first performance yield guild. And what that means is that effectively, as you win a reward from playing the game, you can then stake that in our DeFi pool, and then that then gets restaked. But you can also invest it in the game itself, in-game assets. So you can, for example, take a share in the Yeti Snow Store that sells the ammo and the guns, and it's family friendly. It's only snowballs, but the idea there is that as you win within the game, you can also reinvest in the game, and you can take a royalty share as others play the game when you're not playing it.
Very cool.
Very cool. Now, what stage is your project at? Because aren't you doing a raise currently?
Yeah, so we had a load of raise on Signum private. We halted that a bit because we felt that there was too many people coming in and wanting to flip it and all the rest of it. So we had to be really careful about who we allowed in on that. And then we are now in the process of teeing up the launch pads, and depending on when this goes out, we know that the markets are a little bit soft, but things are improving. So we're looking to launch on some multiple IDO pads. So check out yieldjeti.com for all the updates on our launch dates. We're also looking at a copper raise as well at the end of those pads as well. So a price discovery model for the token. So there's a few components to how we want to not just raise the finance to build out the runway, but actually to allow as many people as possible to have the token, so that we're trying to avoid the whales, and that's the reason for that. So as much as possible to distribute the token.
Yes, which is the Yeti token.
Exactly.
Yes, of course. And I'm going to have the links to Yield Yeti and all the other projects in the description below, and I do invite people to go check them out and investigate them. And also, if you have any comments or questions, put them below the video. Any other questions for Tim? Okay. Tim, who's next?
Come on, let's hear about Rogue Fox Guild.
That's right, from the Yetiverse to the Foxyverse.
Yeah, it's a great transition, because actually we are on Polygon as well, and there is a lot of similarities in what you said there, which is a great thing. It seems like we're all onto something in terms of, and we believe that that's the future. But yeah, what is Rogue Fox Guild? So we are building the first play-to-earn roguelike adventure game. Okay, so it's very much art and storytelling driven, for sure, but there is, of course, a heavy earning element as well. So the idea is the player can quest the barren lands, win battles, earn rewards this way, and they can link their NFT in the game. They can then go on quests and earn items and use their items as well that have various rarities. Some are more common, some are more rare. And with these items, of course, they get the higher chances to win. So the idea is also that they have their NFTs that they can play with, but they can also loan them as well. Much as you, Tim, the loan to earn mechanic is something that we really want to dig deeper into. So if you don't want to play, you can still earn, or maybe a little bit less. But if you are a player, you can then earn and go on quests and have fun while playing, while increase the possibilities for reward as well. So our team is very much art and storytelling and gameplay driven. So perhaps amongst the projects here, we're probably the least on the financial side, but it's something that we're working on to get more tokenomics experts involved and crypto experts involved. But our mission is to create a gaming experience that is fun, engaging, and also inclusive as well. As Tim said, essentially at the moment, it's very few people playing those games, and the barrier to entry is quite high as well. So we really want to change that. Already in our community, we've educated people on the possibilities of play-to-earn gaming and how to get in as well, how to set up their wallets, starting from the start. So we don't want to be exclusive to just people that are already in this space. We're including everyone, and we don't want it to be like just a rich people game as well. So of course, equality is important here. It kind of make it easier barrier to entry, including some possibilities that we've discussed is playing without an NFT, right? But with NFT, you have maybe extra value into the game, etc. But you can also play without the NFT. Now, we are based on the Polygon network, so our NFT collection is in Matic. And we've actually have been supported by Polygon themselves, Polygon Studios in particular. So it's been a very good experience and honor to work with them as well, because we like that chain. We think that, it's very fast, it's very efficient. I actually saw that they raised $450 million today, was announced. So yeah, essentially that's what we're building. We've got a strong community right now, like very positive community. We have obviously people appreciate that we're fully doxed and fully like show who we are. And yeah, we're steadily growing right now with the community and the NFT collection. Oh, and we have a game trailer as well that you can check now. So
very good. And where will that be? On your YouTube channel?
Yeah, well, actually, Twitter is the best place, but it will be on YouTube as well. All of social media will have it. We have few channels, so YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere.
Great. And where are you at in terms of launching your project?
So sale is live at the launching of this video. So so it should be live by the time this video is published, but it's technically tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But we're building.
That's the NFT sale.
Yeah, so that's the NFT. So we are doing the stage approach, much as what Tim said. The full play-to-earn game will be released at the end of the year, but we'll be releasing mini games and part of the games before. So the first part will be launched by end of March 2022. So by the end of this quarter, it will be live, and that will be fully functioning game by that point.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Rogue Fox Guild?
Yeah, if you were to compare it to an existing game, what kind of elements would it pull from?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are inspired by indie games that maybe not everyone knows, but some people know in space, called Darkest Dungeon, Slay the Spire, Spelunky. You got these kind of very much indie games that are more. It's essentially not PvP or anything like that. But it's more like a strategy. And roguelike, what that means, it's a term, right? It means that you go on a dungeon run, so you go and fight a monster, let's say, and if you die, now you lose your items. So right now we don't want to do this, so you lose all your earnings, so your NFTs. But for that run, it's like it's all or nothing, right? So yes, you lose your earnings. So you can choose: do I continue to play, or do you collect my treasures now, or do I risk it for more earnings and fight this boss, for example? So there is that kind of element of thrill, and a game called Darkest Dungeon has done that very well. In fact, like I've played this a lot, and it's like so thrilling to be able to to be killed, and it's like, I could have given up, but I'll keep going, and I'll fight that monster, and then you die, and it's pleasure. It's pleasure in the pain, I would say.
I hate those games because I always push too far.
Oh, I can get the from what you're saying, the dopamine thrill, Anna.
No.
But the mechanics are to be confirmed, but this is the direction that we're going. Definitely more kind of, this is the definition of roguelike. We won't be make it as harsh as that, I suppose, but.
Okay, very good. Any more questions for Anna?
Yeah, you mentioned that you can get items in the game. How do you see that playing out in terms of usage in the game, and then also are you going to enable a secondary market for players to be able to on sell those items?
Yeah, definitely. So the items would be various in rarity, and there will be like NFTs themselves, obviously. But yes, we're launching our own token. Not gonna tell you which ones yet, but we have a cool name for it. So yeah, we're planning to have that secondary market for this. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, cool.
I got a question for you, Nutella, which is that will it be possible for NFTs that are on a different platform to be hashed and sold on Tokel?
Yeah, that's a challenging question. At the moment, no. If an NFT is created on a different blockchain, it's then historically created in that blockchain. You'd have to conduct some sort of burning mechanism and then recreate it on the Tokel blockchain for it to then be sold within that market.
Right.
It's kind of the short and sweet of that. Yeah.
Okay. No, thank you.
Realistically, what you could do is just create a bridging service that basically pulls the data from that existing NFT. So that bridge will essentially do what Nutella just said. Basically, you send it to the bridge recreates that NFT onto another platform, then burns the existing NFT. So it's definitely.
I have thought about that, and with the decentralized philosophy, it's actually quite a difficult task, and I think you'd have to have a smart contract in there somewhere, and to make it trustless as well would be quite difficult. But yeah, definitely possible.
Right. Okay. Maybe something further down the line. It's just I was wondering about. Okay.
May I just add, just on that topic, I do think that some sort of integrations would be really better for usability purposes for the end user. I do think that having this fragmentation. So I'm looking forward to, because I come from non-technical background, right? So I'm thinking about the end users that are new to crypto in general. So the more we have this fragmented, obviously that kind of stops people from taking part, and then it's just. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to a future where things are a bit more united.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have another question. Is this a browser game?
Yes. Yeah. So we started.
Awesome.
We're launching in browser, and the key thing is that the gatekeepers, Apple and Google, are clearly not supporting P2E gaming, right? So let's avoid them as much as possible.
I'm a big fan of pushing, getting browser gaming back into the limelight. I think it's a big growth area, especially for P2E games in general. And I think Web3 is definitely leading the charge in that aspect. And the integrations with the wallets that can be had within the browser now enable a really cool Web3 browser gaming experience. So I'm definitely keen to see some games come out for that. So looking forward to it.
Fabulous. Thank you. Any more questions for Anna?
No, I just love all these different ideas that we're coming up with, but it's the fact that this shared economy of play to earn across the planet. I think that's the key part. Not just you hear these stories of guys in the Philippines that are earning a living and ate their way through the COVID crisis and had an income from P2E, and the level playing field. Whether you're in America or Australia, whether you're in South Africa, it doesn't matter anymore, provided, we've got to get internet access to folk, and we've got to allow people to have access to computers to do that. But beyond that, and the education aspect, these things that we're talking about today will be world changers. I think that's what excites me as we go on to Web3. But that's just an overarching comment.
No, thank you. And I'm not a gamer. I did play Pac-Man in my time, but otherwise I'm not a gamer. So it just boggles my mind that people can play games and earn money. My 17-year-old son is very much a gamer. Okay. Any more questions for Anna? No. Okay. Anna, who should we go to next?
Who do we have left? So we have to you maybe, Rich. So Drive, I'd love to hear more about you because I don't know much.
Yeah. So Nightlife Crypto is a full-on gaming platform that actually two sides to it. One's the technical aspect and the other is the gaming aspect, right? So our technical team, who can pretty much build anything that we can imagine, is focusing on the technology integrations, the new stuff that we're developing to enhance gameplay. For example, we have quite possibly one of the best PRNG solutions out there in crypto right now, even better than Chainlink and everything else. For those who don't know, PRNG stands for pseudo random number generator. So when you get like a random item, the number spread that we have as far as our data tells us is way more spread out than that has less clusters than things like Chainlink and stuff like that. So the tech team builds that, the networking and everything like that, while our game development team is developing the obviously the gaming side of everything. So the stuff that we're currently building, we aim to be basically the Steam of crypto and develop AAA title games, right? Steam, they kind of went with Half-Life and then just basically became just a middleman for every other game. Whereas what we're doing is we're continually building our own games and also allowing other games to build on our platform as well. So one of the things that we're building right now is a game called Nightlife Drifting. The graphics are absolutely superb. It looks like, say, I would compare it to the graphics of Need for Speed. You could be able to modify your car. It's play to earn. So when you win races, you win N Life and NFTs. Those NFTs you can utilize to modify your car and do performance enhancing upgrades, visual upgrades, and so forth. We're making the game to be where it's very competitive, so it's not pay to win. So there's a tier system based off of the upgrades that you get. And we don't sell any performance upgrades as a company. Basically, we just sell visual things like cars, parts, things like that. And then, but the secondary market, like they can sell their own NFTs in terms of performance parts, but it's not going to really boost a player way further than anybody else. It puts them in other tiers. This way, they're competing with people on the same level. There's a whole land system that we have. There's different districts. There's advertising available. There's ways you can stake inside the game itself. We have tons and tons of stuff that we're doing, even potentially our own game engine, which will integrate crypto and everything like that. So there's things like that. Our NFTs we're a multi-chain solution, so we're not just on one network. We're on Polygon for our NFTs currently. We're utilizing Eternal Network for their sponsored assets. So there's no in-game transaction fees, things like that for users. So it feels like you're playing a normal game without even any crypto in it. And that's basically what one of our goals is to where basically to produce games to where it doesn't feel like you have any involvement whatsoever in crypto, because that can scare a lot of people. The moment you say crypto, so a lot of people get turned off at this point in time. So if you kind of hide that aspect and make them feel like they're playing a normal game, it doesn't matter whether they can sell the assets or not, or whether they know they can sell the assets or not. It's just a normal game to them, and it's familiar. So then there's obviously the crypto aspect of it, where it's play to earn, things like that, where you can earn N Life, and then you can buy different stuff from our marketplace. You can go on Polygon itself, buy stuff from there, and it'll automatically recognize where you're buying everything and import that into your profile. And then over time, as we develop more games, the NFTs that are used for one game can be imported to the other game. For example, say we have one of the games that we started developing a while back, which was like a Bomberman type game. So, for example, you can take one of the cars from Nightlife Drifting and use that in that game to modify your character's appearance as they're playing, things like that. So we're trying to make sure that everything's kind of interconnected with one another. Aside from that, yeah, there's just so much going on within the project itself, development-wise. It's just really hard to keep track sometimes.
Yes. And I know that you have applications. This is going to go on YouTube, so we do got to be careful, Draith. But we do have applications that allow people to use other cryptocurrencies, including Pirate Chain, in order to participate in your gaming ecosystem. And why I say Pirate Chain is because it's a supreme privacy coin, more private and secure than Monero.
Yeah, okay. So for the main titles that we release, yeah, that won't really be applied to. There's certain other, I'll say, extracurricular games that you can use Pirate Chain, you can use DVPN, TN, and some other stuff in. But I
think I can spell it out. It'll be .casino, those kind of games, if you want to play those. But that'll be on videos and Odyssey.
We're working on something to make it like 100% private. Like so private. It's. I'll tell you afterwards. I can't spill the beans today, obviously, but there's a lot of stuff that we're currently doing that's going to be mind-blowing. So
yes, and then if people want to get some N Life to play the game or get involved, then you get it off PancakeSwap
or Uniswap or soon QuickSwap.
Okay, and then there's a conversion that happens, which moves you onto the Turtle Network platform, which is feeless.
Yep.
And very, very
so
fast.
we have our own bridges that we built, so you can easily just transfer your assets to another platform, whether it be PancakeSwap, Uniswap, QuickSwap. BSC, Ethereum, Polygon, or Turtle Network. So.
Yep. Okay, and it just finally, it is on the blockchain. It's on the game is played on the Turtle Network blockchain.
Everything is on chain.
Yep. Okay, any questions for Draith?
Yeah, sounds great. So I'm very curious to find out. I really love what you said about the aspect that it's just obviously you play a game. It doesn't matter that it's crypto in a way. I really love that aspect because that means you open what you're doing and platform to everyone else. And like you said, not just people that are in this sphere right now. So I'm just curious to find out what's available right now. Like you said, for example, at the moment you need to use Pancake Swap and others as well. But is there anything else that can be accessible for people that don't have these services, or is that something coming in the future?
In the near future, we'll have fiat gateway services so that you can actually purchase NLife with fiat and then just have it directly wherever you want it. And for the most part, we're trying to eventually round everything up to be in our own platform itself. So we're going to have a game launcher with a marketplace, all that fun stuff that will tie into Polygon's NFT system and everything. So this way, instead of having to go to say like OpenSea, you can just utilize our platform's launcher to actually do all the buying, selling, whatever. So it doesn't look like you're even dealing with crypto. It looks like you're just dealing with, say, for example, Steam with their marketplace. You put stuff up for sale, you can buy it, sell it, do whatever. But instead of that in the back end, it's actually utilizing stuff like, Polygon. So to the user, it looks like they're just interfacing with this one thing, when in reality, behind the scenes, it's interfacing with a lot of different things. So the user itself gets accustomed to this one platform with this one interface and doesn't have to worry about anything else. Because the key thing is that, like I said, it scares a lot of users, especially gamers, with crypto. So if you get them accustomed, like via baby steps, into something like this, now they're like, oh, wow, I can do this, this, and this. And then later on, they'll be like, wait, I was interfacing with crypto the entire time. And then all of a sudden, it's just like a light bulb moment that comes on.
That's great. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions for Draith?
And just interested to hear when you were talking about other games being able to be built on your technology or built on your platform. Have you already formed some of those partnerships, or is that a work in progress?
That's a work in progress, because mainly what I want to do is basically have an example of what we've built, just to show everyone, hey, you can build your games to interface like this, to do all this stuff and integrate with our technology. So I'd rather have something like one of our pieces out there first before we start going to everyone else saying, hey, you guys can build on our platform. It's really easy and it integrates like within minutes. So, because it's best to have it whenever you're trying to advertise something, it's always best to have an example, right? So the game that we're developing, it's going to take a while to build, because first of all, it's not one of your run-of-the-mill type of games that gets released within 6 months. This is more like a 2-year project, right? So we're planning on having a demo come out maybe Q2 this year, to where people can play, people can earn, stuff like that. And we have a whole district system, so each district will get released over time. So over the course of 2 years, you'll have additional content, additional districts, loot boxes, all that fun stuff available to users, and just completely build out the entire game. So, well, once we have something like a demo ready, then we can probably start approaching other projects about that.
It sounds really cool, really interesting, and I think that the notion of just a simple onboard at the beginning, and then people are into the ecosystem, that is, I guess, the holy grail that we're all working towards, because we know that that's how we will onboard masses into crypto, is by almost removing the crypto, and I think that's the key part to it. But also how that will play out in the whole metaverse as well, because the games that people play and the way that they earn and the way that they link will then link back into the other experiences that they'll get in the metaverse as it arrives and as it's built. And we'll see people, shopping and banking and doing all that kind of fun stuff on top of the gaming aspect that they're doing. And looking for ways to hop between those different spaces to spend time in that world. So it's a really exciting space, I think.
Yeah, and the game that we're developing is not like a game where you can just play it on a browser. These are actually, if you were to take Steam, how it is right now, that's basically what we're trying to do. Where basically with the launcher, You click install, you install the game, and it's this way. It gives us a lot more room to be able to, add into the game, because with browser games, like depending on what you're putting in there, it can be very limiting. So we want to remove those limitations and basically act like a full game company developing AAA title games.
Great.
So how big is your team at the moment? How big is the company project?
Essentially, we have about 24 people right now, and we're planning on expanding that by about 3 to 4 times in the next 3 to 4 months. So we'll probably, all said and done, probably in about, just for even numbers, say 6 months, we're planning on having at least 100 people.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. And that kind of fits what I think is going to be happening in the crypto space, and in particular, the crypto gaming space and the crypto NFT space. Because I think these are sectors that are just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Okay. Any last words from anybody? Anything anybody wants to add that's critical and important they want people to know?
I just want to know how Tim's not freezing. It looks pretty cold over there.
Well, it is cold. The energy prices. Yeah. I mean, don't worry, everybody. I'm indoors. I'm safe. It's fine. But I think just.
Can I hold on? Sorry, Tim. Excuse me for interrupting you. Nutella, Tim won't like me saying this. Underneath his shirt, he's very, very furry, like a Yeti. That's what
he's the Yeti. He's the original Yeti.
There's more fur under my shirt than there is on my head. So, I think that just the guys that are watching this, and I'm sure Rich will repeat this, is that part of the whole thing that we're trying to talk about today is about everybody and everything, and the only way that we do that is by sharing stuff. So the links for Yeti and the links for the projects, please go on them and follow us on Twitter and on Telegram and so on, and spread the word. But also, all of these projects are early adopter stuff. So for those of you that are watching this, that think, oh, I like that idea, then click onto us and follow. And that's kind of my main message, I guess.
Yes. Don't you wish, if you're watching this, you bought Bitcoin or Ethereum or even Matic when they were pennies? Same goes for these projects, but you got to do your own due diligence. You got to check them out. And thank you all. Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Anna, and thank you, Drath, and thank you, Nutella, and thank you, everybody, for watching. Any comments or questions, let me know in the description below. Please do subscribe to my new channels, Crypto Rich BTC. Also follow me on Twitter, join my official Telegram announcements channel, and between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Tim and Crypto Anna and Crypto Drath and Crypto Nutella signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.